is a International Dance Day, and on this occasion, we have with us Dr. Mikhi Mehta. Uh, Dr. Mikhi Mehta is a global leading holistic health guru who has completed 52 years of yoga and a span of 41 years of his professional run. He has bagged prestigious awards like the Health and Wellness Icon. Dr. Mehta received an award at Azadi Ka Amrit Mahotsav, which is 75th year celebrations from the Ministry of Cultural Affairs in Switzerland for excellence and pioneering holistic health. Dr. Mikhi Mehta is also serving the Ministry of External Affairs, Videsh Bhavan, Mumbai, in the Cultural Health Department. He's an author of 2 bestsellers, The Shunyam Quotient and Lose Weight, Gain Shape, and recently launched Immunity Plus with Padma Shri Super Chef Sanjeev Kapoor. His upcoming books are Focus to Lotus, Curd Karma, and Woman the Healer. His research papers are titled Monumental Code, The Vedic Wisdom, Immunity for Humanity with Dr. Ali Irani, Yoga for Spine, and Grow Tall. He is also a leading columnist with a leading publication. He has been a speaker at the Harvard University, at the IITs, at the IIMs. He's been appointed as a Fit India movement champion by the Sports Authority of India and is a part of the steering committee at the Indian Merchant Chambers. Dr. Mikhi Mehta is an advisor, Council for Fair Business Practices, and advisor to Delphic India for Holistic Health and Wellness. Dr. Mehta, the columnist and the TV show host, is also a life coach to Bollywood superstars, top politicians, several Miss Worlds and Miss Universes, and Indian Army too. The author, the poet, the philosopher, the brand, the institution, the legendary Dr. Mikhi Mehta, and he's someone who gets you energized, naturalized, optimized, maximized, wellness revolutionized, and gets you Mickey-mized. So over to you, Dr. Mikhi Mehta, on your thoughts on this occasion on the science of Nritya Shastra.
Before the science of Nritya Shastra, let me first introduce my team, who is on my left, Priyanka. Priyanka Gandhi is going to actually demonstrate the Nritya Shastra, and it's going to be a delight, I'm certain. And thereafter, it will be Deepan who will take over to show you the recovery from dance. So if your energy goes high on the graph, it has to come back and oscillate and settle down as well. So she will use meditation techniques to bring down the atoms and molecules of energy which get inspired and which get very vibrant when you dance. So dance is actually the dance of the energy of creation. So if you see, what does the Dugdugi of Shivji represent? The Dugdugi of Shivji represents rhythm. And this rhythm is the rhythm of our heart, and that is the same rhythm of the rhythm of creation. So it is said that from Rikta, which emptiness, came out Ritu. So Ritu is the rhythm of life, cycles and seasons of life. From Ritu came out the rhythm. From rhythm and Hriday, they correspond. And from that was born Ritumbara Pragya, the way the expression of creativity is all about. So this is the dance of creativity. And the dance of creativity, when translated into the science of polarities, electromagnetic field, then it translates into upliftment of your hormones, upscaling of your immunity, upgrading of your lungs and heart, improving your digestion, and most importantly, countering emotional and mental disturbances. So you become so sound emotionally and psychologically. You get so spirited because dance is an expression of the spirit as well. If you see that dance certainly has a choreography in a way, but there are many dancers who can dance quite spontaneously. Now, what is that? That when music plays and they move in a way they've never moved before. So they pick up the inspiration from the rhythm of the universe, and that rhythm expresses through their body, through spontaneity. And that is the soulful expression of the dance. So that apart, dancing also gives you sound sleep, because when the happiness and the joy quotient goes up, your mind is completely eased of stress. And when there is joy, when there is fulfillment, there is calmness as well. The person can be much composed, as Deepal, post the dance, is going to bring about the composition part. Priyanka, on one hand, is going to work on the polarities of negative, positive, Chandra Vedi, Surya Vedi, Chandra Surya, Yin Yang, and she's going to do the combination of the movements of both the energies coming into confluence and creating one particular dance expression through her heart, through her soul. And on the other hand, the body has to calm down, the mind has to calm down, the spirit has to calm down. So complete integration, sitting in Sukhasana, Siddhasana, how to recover your breaths, how to integrate yourself, how to come back to stillness from action. So life oscillates from activity to passivity and passivity back to activity. So this is, in a nutshell, the science and philosophy of dance.
So, Dr. Mikhi Mehta, it's such a beautiful way that you have explained, how it helps you become calm, have better, inner happiness, which gives you the joy, and the yin yang approach. Also, when it comes to the science behind the dance, does it also imbibe in such certain ways the prevention of injuries, etc., when you are doing certain steps, etc.? So does that also is it a well thought out expression of how you dance?
I'd like to refer to something here. Shamak Davar, many decades back, had presented something called Yes, the philosophy of Yes. And he had brought children with special needs and probably some children from autistic background. And he had put them on stage. And they performed so well, and they did some innumerable shows. So fear of injury shouldn't be there, because if children with special needs can come and express themselves so freely and perform, why should we fear? But precaution, yes. Prevention, yes. So warm up. So maybe I'll request Priyanka that before she gets into the whole dance jig, maybe 2-3 minutes she can show you a clockwork, a little twisting, bending, a little bit of spot march, and a little bit of PT, and just opening up the spine, maybe touching the toe with soft knees, and thereafter she'll get into the act.
Awesome.
How does that
Awesome.
sound?
That'll be...
And all this for free.
Absolutely, we really appreciate
injuries,
that.
Correct. So injuries could be prevented, A, with warm-up, B, with workouts. So actually, once again, way back in 1982, 83, I don't know which year, I used to go to Shamak Davar dance classes. And there used to be warm-up and a rigorous workout, which is conditioning your body to become strong and then dance. Your body has to be strong. Dance also makes your body supple, agile, and workouts pre and post make it strong. So warm-up is a must. Conditioning your body with body weight workouts is a must. And there you go.
So before we move to Priyanka, and I have 2-3 questions which are related to dance and also, physical exercise, etc. Since we were speaking about how dance helps you express yourself and leads to mental calmness, etc. And it helps you coordinate. I mean, because when I see someone dancing, they're not just coordinating within themselves between their own parts of body, but also coordinating with the rhythm and the music and also sometimes coordinating with the other people dancing with them. So it's a lot of mental exercise other than the physical exercise. Does this mean that people who are dancing are more intelligent than others because they're using their brains more than others?
There is a very good chance they could become, dancing can make you very, very intelligent. But here I'm not talking about the dancing to cacophony.
Right.
And mindless thumping of the body here, there. There
Yes.
has to be art, there has to be grace.
Yes.
Grace is very important in life. So
Right.
if you see, there are blue zones, some 7 or 8 blue zones where longevity is very high, where people are all crossing centuries, 100 years of age. And when they found out many reasons, there were few common reasons. That A, they ate very clean and green. They breathed very well, the fresh air, because the quality of air in those countries and regions are the best. And the third, most of them danced. They attended dance classes. So dance classes typically stimulate your left and your right brain. So the coordination and the movements and upper body, lower body, hands, legs, turning around left, right, crossing, etc. That science is called neurobics. And the science of neurobics, which is more applicable in dance or expressed in dance, keeps you young, coordinated, agile, and alert. Also, when you learn choreography, the sequence of dance that you learn, and then the body expresses it as a second nature. You don't have to think. So you're building on your creativity, spontaneity, and intelligence. Obviously, dance makes you very happy and you release all your stress and tensions. And when your mind is very clear, so once again, you'll be spontaneous. And all dancers who dance with great passion, science, and philosophy, those dancers will always be rooted in the spirit. So wisdom will always be high also.
So you already answered my next question, which was that do dancers live longer than those who don't?
Yes,
But
Priyanka is going to live 150, 40, 200 years, and yoginis also live 200, 300 years. I'm going to be living for 1,000 years, so we are all going to live together.
I'm going to start dancing today itself.
And please, let's do.
Yes. Yeah.
Ram, whiskey, ram, whiskey, that kind.
Bilkul. Sir, also one more thing. I was, while I was researching a little bit about dance and the science of dance,
Yeah.
I watched a very beautiful TED video of someone who had mental disorders, because of which he could not, he had very little control over his body. And when he took to dancing, he was able to overcome the challenges that he was facing. And he mentioned that dance gave him the ability to, connect with the audience. So the affected got connected with the audience because he found a way to express himself. Can you throw some light on this as to how this happens?
Inspired by Shamak, of what Shamak does. My very, very good friend in Baroda, his name is Prakshit Mistry. So Prakshit Mistry and me, we are working on the science of dance, which can help special children, autistic children, and cerebral palsy children, Down syndrome children, to improve their functionality, their brain function, physical function, efficiencies, coordination, speech, visualization, creativity, and ability to express with happiness. So we are working on it. And very soon you will see a complete Nritya Shastra document, and we'll be taking these children across India and to the world. And I think there are people who've inspired me. Saroj Khan was very, very good. Vijay Oscar, the earlier dance masters, were good. Then in the recent times, I would say Terence Lewis, Raju Khan, Ahmed Khan. And these dance masters, Vaibhavi Merchant, Geeta Ma, and of course Farah has been my, known her for long, so Farah. So these people are really talented people. Remo, don't undermine our Indian dance masters. They could be superior to people abroad, and because the Indianness of spirituality is very important.
It's a very beautiful point that you raised, Dr. Mehta. A spiritual connection with the dance forms. How does that happen? Because I'll touch upon this when I'll ask Priyanka when after she's performed as to what does she feel inside. But what I really want to know, typically what happens inside, what change is brought about inside when somebody is dancing? Is there a spiritual connection that is there?
Okay, I have a very good answer in my experience that having trained very many autistic children and children with special needs, etc. Whenever we have done dance programs and dance therapy, in the moment of fun and spiritual upliftment, what has happened is that they forget their disability and they cross the threshold of disability many a times, and then that becomes normal for them. So each time it happens every few months, the ability, efficiency and functionality of the body improves, increases. So 100% dance is a great therapy, which is why I call it Nritya Shastra. And I will now hand over to Nritya Shastri. And
I have one very important question which I've just thought of. So I'm going to take 1 minute more of yours, if you allow me. The biggest challenge that we are facing today, during the pandemic and post-pandemic, is that children are connected to the devices and they're disconnected with real people, including their parents, including their friends. I mean, you put two children together in a room, they'll still be watching their mobile and they'll not be talking to each other. Can dance help parents get connected to the kids and bring them out of getting connected to the device which has taken over their life?
So with certain, as I said, once again, I repeat, with certain autistic children and certain cerebral palsy children, the few parents of those children in past pre-COVID, I used to get them together and make parents and children dance together and give, break them out, or rather give them a break from all these devices. I have also in one of my videos, and I've told the parents of the children I look after that each time you want to give them a break, switch off the devices and just make them clap, make them sing, make them dance, make them jump, bounce on the sofa, on the Dunlop bed or whatever. And then let dance get maximized, energy get optimized, creativity gets you Mickey-mized.
Absolutely, absolutely.
So now you have a combination of super strength of the dance and coordination and the grace of yoga and meditation put together. And I excuse myself, I'm only taking a flight to come and see you tomorrow.
I'm looking forward to that. I'm looking forward to meet you in person tomorrow morning.
Thank you very much.
Yes.
Thank you.
Thank you so much. Welcome, Priyanka and Deepali, Deepal. So I'll let you take over.
Priyanka will be taking
Exercises like Dr. Mehta said before we act.
Yeah, so I can start with the warm-up. I can start with the warm-up I can start with the warm-up we need to do before dance.
Sure.
And, yeah, then I can get into before dancing.
Yes, yes.
So before getting into dance, we need to open up our body. We need to be a little flexible so that we can move and flow easily. So I can show you a couple of moves that can help in opening up. So I am actually twisting, turning for my spine and for my back, so that when I dance, I don't injure myself. I am more graceful and flexible when I perform. So this is actually a spine rotation. It's a back rotation that I just performed. Also, I will stretch my back. Very slow. a little bit of twisting. So we need to, before we perform any strenuous activity or dance for that matter, we need to open up our muscles. So we have a synovial fluid in our joints. We need to open that up and let it flow so that, any sudden jerk can lead to injury. So I am just releasing those synovial fluids into my body so that when I move, it's easy and I can perform without damaging any joint, my knee, my back, etc. So an entire body warm-up rotation is very important. Okay, like I said, twisting, turning, etc. So these are a couple of very basic warm-up actually. It's mainly what I did was a complete body rotation, hip rotation, my hand rotation. So in like a minute, I can warm myself up. I have actually warmed myself up pretty much before I can start dancing. This is just a glimpse. Of course, you need to do at least a 10-15 minutes of proper warm-up. So we can get on to.
Sure, I'm sure.
I can just.
I'm sure this kind of adds to the grace, because
Yes.
if you're flexible and you're not stiff and
Right.
your body is ready to accept the dance. So let us know whenever you want to start. Are we good to go?
We
Yeah,
can start.
Salman. So can we put on the music? I'm going to switch off my camera and let the audience see your dance.
Sure.
जल प्रवाह पावितस्थले कलेवलम्ब्य लम्बितां भुजङ्गमालिकां कवड्डमड्डमड्डमन्निनादवड्डमर्वयं चकार चण्डताण्डवं तनोतु नः शिवः चकारकाः सम्भ्रम भ्रमन्निलिम्ब निर्झरी विलोल वीचि वल्लरी विराजमान ज्वलल्ललाट मण्डपावती किशोर चन्द्रशेखरे रति प्रशिक्षण जटाभुजंग पिंगल स्फुर स्वरामणि प्रभा कदम्ब कुंकुम द्रव प्रलिप्त दिग्वधू मुखे मदांत सिंधुर स्फुर द्वगुत्तरी भूत भर्तरी ओम नमः शिवाय.
So I'll let Deepal take over.
Yes, that was a power-packed performance. It was something which looked very simple, but I mean, from the look of it, we could figure out that the kind of energy that is getting created. Yeah.
Actually, this was Bharatnatyam. So I am a trained dancer in Bharatnatyam.
Awesome.
So
This was amazing.
Yeah. Okay. Thank you.
So Deepal, while we've seen, how the energy levels get raised up, and as Dr. Mehta was saying that, once the energy levels get raised to a certain level, they need to be brought down, and the calmness within the body needs to be kind of reinstated. So I'll let you take over as to how this can be done.
Yes. So first of all, when our energies go up, the urja goes very high, and let us calm down, relax with the help of breath. So in this, there is body-mind coordination, and now it's body-breath coordination that we'll be doing. So I would just request everyone to close your eyes, watch your breath, inhale deeply. When you dance, there is a lot of confluence of energies moving, there is rhythm, music, and now focus listening to the rhythm and the music of your breath, the rhythm and the sound of your breath. Just watch your breath. You inhale deeply, exhale slowly, inhale deeply, exhale slowly. Watch your breath. जब हम सांस अंदर लेते हैं तब हवा ठंडी लगती है और जब हम सांस छोड़ते हैं तब हवा गर्म लगती है। जब हम सांस अंदर लेते हैं तब पेट बाहर आता है और जब हम सांस छोड़ते हैं तब पेट अंदर जाता है। धीरे से सांस को अंदर लीजिए। Inhale through both the nostrils. Exhale. After the energy, let's do the cooling. We'll do a cooling pranayama. Anyways, the climate is hot. We need to cool ourselves, cool our body, cool our mind. And with the breath, let's do a cooling pranayama. That is a Chandra Bhedi pranayama. We can practice that. So you close your, make a mudra, take a mudra. Mudras are there in the dance also and the yoga also. So in this, we close our right nostril. We always inhale from left, exhale from right. Inhale from left, hold for a second and exhale from right. Inhale, exhale, inhale, exhale, inhale, exhale, inhale, exhale, inhale, exhale, inhale from the left nostril, exhale through the right. Inhale, exhale, inhale, exhale, and relax. After 10 rounds of this, feel the cooling effect, feel the soothing effect. Usually, some might have faced problem because at a time only one of the nostril is working. When we do high intense energy thing, you know, your right nostril has started activated. Now I've started activating the left nostril. So now we are focusing from the polarities, we are coming to the center. We are centering ourselves, bringing ourselves in the middle. And now just watch again, watch your breath. And we now listen to the sound of the breath. I would just request one more. Just close your eyes and close your ears with the hands. And we can do Brahmari Pranayama. That is a humming bee, just to make a humming bee sound. And then resonate with the sound. 3 times we'll do the humming. And after that, you just have to experience, just resonate with the sound. Close your eyes, close your ears. Let's do it together 3 times, the humming sound. After you do it for 3 times, resonate with the sound. Feel the rhythm of the sound. Feel yourself centered. Slowly open your eyes. And tell me, how's your experience? This is how we center ourselves, and as Dr. Mehta and you were discussing about the spirituality, this is how we bring the polarities together. We get centered in yoga. There is like something called Sushumna Nadi. We activate our Sushumna Nadi, the center, focusing ourselves, activating our brain and activating our Sahasrara Chakra, activating our higher self, connecting spiritually towards the higher self.
That was really beautiful. Deepal, what you beautifully explained, that how when you have while you are dancing, there's a coordination between the mind and the body, and how that needs to now brought down to the level where it's the body and the breath coordinating through meditation, as what we call meditation, and bringing that calmness within you to slow you down from the energies that went really high. So that's really beautiful. That's really beautiful.
I'll hand over to Priyanka.
Yes, Priyanka.
Yes.
Yes. I hope you're back comfortable.
Very
Yes.
comfortable.
So tell me, Priyanka, for how long have you been dancing?
So I would say since the time I was 7-year-old.
Okay.
Yeah. So I've always been dancing, to be very honest.
So is there a specific age that you recommend to people that you must put your child into dancing at this particular age?
Yeah, I mean, it's always better if you put your kid into dancing at a very early age, because when you're young, you can adapt, you can grasp, and your body can flow very easily. You don't have to make an attempt to dance. So you just get adapted, like your central nervous system adapts everything you learn. So when you're young, your adaptation and your CNS grasping power is very high.
Mhm.
So the more younger you are, the better it is. So I started dancing when I was in first standard. So I was about 6 or 7-year-old. And yeah, since then I've been doing Bharatnatyam and also different other forms of dance. But I'm a professional Bharatnatyam dancer.
Awesome.
Yeah.
So what are the different forms of dance, that can be aligned to keeping yourself physically and mentally fit? I mean, I know that, what we hear of Zumba, we hear that a lot of places have started doing Bhangra.
Right.
What is the form of dance that you recommend to keep you physically and mentally fit?
To be very honest, there is no particular A style of dance that I would recommend, because dance in general, any form of dance is going to give you all the benefits that you would want, or that your body would need. So it could be classical dancing, it could be a Bollywood dancing, or the new styles that have come up. So as long as your body is moving, as long as your body and your physical self are in sync, and I mean, as long as the physical activity is high enough, so then that's good enough. You don't have to particularly put your kid in a particular dance form.
So, when we talk about the science of dance, so I understand what Mikhi Mehta ji was saying about the mental well-being, and it triggers off the coordination, etc. And I also asked him about the injury aspect. So is there any science behind the dancing that takes care of the physical aspect of what is it that you can do? Because I was reading somewhere that there is a form of dance where all 4 limbs are doing different things. So I mean it was tough for me to just coordinate my 2 limbs, forget about 4 limbs. So how does that happen?
So I would, talk from my experience actually. So when music hits your mind, we love listening to music. So when it hits our mind, it has a very different impact on our mind. It makes us feel very happy. It, brings us from low to high, it peps you up. So when that happens, your mind, whatever impact your mind has had, it's going to have an impact on your physical self. So you are going to be that energetic, you are going to be at par, and you are going to be able to move. So because you have already conditioned yourself. When I'm listening to music, I have already conditioned myself, my mind, that I'm already in a good spirit, I'm already in a good high. So when I am moving, I mean, it's just a flow. I don't have to attempt to something. I don't have to, make an effort to it. It's just a flow. So where injury, etc., is concerned, yeah, that becomes very scientific, and for that you need to do certain kind of warm up, etc. But otherwise, you are already in a very happy state of mind, so your body adapts everything very gracefully. So if I'm moving my right hand and my left leg, it's just adapted because I am in that happy state of mind. So where injuries, etc., are concerned, it's all
So
science.
Priyanka, I mean, like what I hear in the many unsaid words is that you enjoy dancing.
Yes.
Are there times when you say that, listen, I'm tired, I don't want to dance, I don't feel like dancing, or are you the kind of person where even despite you having a busy, hectic day, you come back home and the music plays and you can't stop yourself from dancing?
Yes.
Which one are you?
I am the latter one that you said, because dancing makes me very happy, and it is something that I have always loved doing very passionately, although I don't follow it as my career. But I am glad that I do get to dance on and off. So I don't miss any opportunity to dance. It could be, I mean, I could be driving, and if there's a music playing and my hands just start moving because I don't know, I cannot stop myself. So for me, it is a complete stress buster. It honestly, it just enlightens my mood. Nothing in this world can, bring a smile on my face, but getting up and just dancing and grooving makes me very happy. So yeah.
So happiness is an expression of what is inside you.
Yes, correct.
Right.
Correct.
Right.
Yeah.
So when you dance, what happens inside you? What gets triggered that makes you happiest and brings you in the joyous state of mind?
So now over here we can talk a little bit about science. So when you dance, or for that matter any physical activity, there is a good circulation of blood flow in your entire body, and a certain kind of happy hormones are released. So like endorphins, like oxytocin, serotonin, dopamine. So these are all very happy and healthy hormones. So that by default just enlightens your mood. It just uplifts your mood. So it could be any kind of training, it could be yoga, it could be any kind of physical activity for that matter. There are these physiological changes happen within your body which even you don't understand. But after the session, or 30-40 minute session, you are just a different person. You are so motivated, you want to do so many things, you're so creative, and I don't know, you're just charged up. So I guess this is to do with how biologically we are made. So yeah, and where dance is concerned, I guess expressing becomes very easy. Sometimes you cannot express or talk about certain things, but through my dance I can convey the message. So for me that becomes very easy. Yeah, I would rather not have a conversation. I would rather perform and show you what I am and my inner self is. So expressing becomes easy.
That's so beautiful. I mean, Priyanka, we are living in a country where work is hectic. Unlike many other countries where you have a very set schedule for working and there is enough time for you to have your personal life.
Right.
In India, it has become a powerhouse of work culture.
Correct.
And everybody is running around having a busy schedule, and that becomes an excuse at the end of the day that, I don't have time. Right. What is that small dance habits that people can inculcate in themselves so that, they can make it a part of their workout regime on their day-to-day lives?
So this has to come in very naturally. Like I'm sure everybody on this planet loves to listen to music. We all love listening to music, but we are just shy maybe of dancing because we think we cannot dance. We don't have the rhythm. So if you just plug on to your kind of music and what you like, and if you just get up and move alone, if you think you're going to be conscious in front of people alone, then that itself becomes a warm-up. You just get up, you start moving, and trust me, honestly, when everybody is listening to music, they are actually moving in their head. They already have formed dance steps and they already have formed moves. It's just that you're not physically doing it. So get up and just do that. And that by default becomes your workout. And you will start enjoying it and you will start extending the time of your workouts for that matter. So music plays a very important role. Music has a very big impact on your mind. So when you listen to music, you have to start getting up and dancing, and then you'll see that things fall in place.
Yeah. So Priyanka, you've been working in a professional setup which is evangelizing the concept of fitness, mental fitness, as well as physical fitness. Have you seen a shift in demand towards more of enjoyable dance-based workout regimes as against the usual workouts, which are like typical traditional workouts? Is there a shift that you are seeing?
Yes, I am seeing a shift because dance is fun and it's recreational. I don't have to go hit the gym and do certain kind of exercise. It gets monotonous. It gets, some people don't like going there and lifting weights and doing those things or sweating it out for that matter. But when I say, okay, let's dance, that expression itself brings a smile and you're so happy. So when you're happy, when you do things happily, everything is going to fall in place very positively. So there is a shift and it's a very good shift. In fact, you can also, I cannot do weight training or something when I'm in office, but I can get up and just move and dance a little bit and, I am sorted there. So, yeah, it has shifted and it's for the good.
And I know that you are a trained Bharatanatyam dancer. Now, do you see this traditional Nritya Shastra gelling with the regular workouts and the modern day fitness dance? Or is it like completely in silos, this is separate and this is separate?
Nothing is separate. Dance is dance. And, classical dancing is the first thing that we started learning classical dancing. That's the first thing that happened. After that, different forms of dance came into picture. So I believe if you can learn and do classical dancing, you can do any kind of dance. So classical dance has not died and it will never die because it has its own beauty, its own charm, its own grace. Whereas the other dancing, the newer style that has come in also has its own beauty. I mean, so that's in that place, in classical dancing in its place. So nothing has died. In fact, I would want these young kids to join classical dancing first and then get into other kind of dancing, because what do you say, like our ancestors and our roots, etc., can be expressed and learned well when you are doing classical dancing. It doesn't happen when you're doing a Bollywood or any kind of salsa or something like that. So, yeah.
But tell me one thing, I mean, we've spoken about the kids, we've spoken about people who are in their, early working years, so professionals who don't have time. What about old people? They have the time, but they lack in their energy. But they're also, if you look at the older people, one of the biggest challenges they face mentally is that they start to lose their friends. The people that they were close with, some of them are not around, and their fear of them being in the same boat is always there.
Right.
How does dance help old people? Does it help in socializing, and does it trigger the mental? What happens and how can it help?
It definitely helps in socializing, because when you step out and when you're, when, for instance, if I'm taking my grandparents out and if there is some occasion like marriage or, Sangeet and all that. So they also get an opportunity to dance, and dance does bring back your fond, good memories. You always fall back on those memories. So music connects. So when I listen to some music and I know that, okay, I used to also listen to this a couple of years back, just brings a smile on my face. and how I used to move back then, and it just comes to you. So it does bring back your fond memories, and yeah.
So my last question to you,
Yes.
Priyanka, for the day is, does someone need to be having an athletic body to be a dancer or take up dancing, or people with large build, with when they're overweight, can they take up dancing too?
Everybody can dance, everybody. So it's just on you. If you love dancing, you need to just get up and dance. You don't have to think about are you overweight or thin, etc. In fact, I would say dance, it's a kind of workout, it's a kind of cardio activity that increases your heart rate, and it gives you cardiovascular benefits. So either you are athletic or you are overweight, you need cardio. Everybody needs cardio. So why not dance? Because then that's a good form of cardio that you can do, a happy form of cardio. So everybody can dance, everybody should dance to increase their flexibility, their cardiovascular fitness, their agility, their stiffness, and the right left brain coordination. So yes, there are various benefits when you're doing a cardiovascular activity. So dance is one form of it, and with dance you also are a joyful person, and you're in a happy mood. So everybody should dance.
Awesome. And before I let you go, I think we have a question from somebody which has just come in, and she's asking, this would be who's asking, can you please suggest some stretches and movements for shoulder freeze?
Okay, all right. So we can do basic stretches and movements for our shoulder blades. Like basic rotation is something that we can start off with. This is very basic. So 10 times forward, 10 times backward. With that, we can also do, we can put this in the picture. This is very good for your rotator cuffs and for your shoulder blades. So it is a simple movement of up and down. That's it. Keeping your back straight. Whenever you do any kind of activity, dance or your warm up or anything, you have to make sure your back is straight. So this is one very good mobility drill that we can do. And with that, we can also do overhead presses. This is also a form of mobility drill that we do before we get into a strenuous activity. And we move we can move our hands forward, we can move our hands backward, upward and downward. Obviously, you're supposed to move it for like 15 to 20 counts. I'm just doing it for like 5 to 6 counts. And when stretches are concerned, especially when you're working and when you're you're doing a lot of desk job, etc., you should make sure that you get up and start stretching your hands like this. Start stretching your hands like this. And you can also pull your hand behind and stretch upwards. So this will stretch your back, this will stretch your shoulders, etc. So yeah, these are a couple of very quick mobility drills come stretches that can be applied to our day-to-day life.
Awesome.
Yeah.
So okay, we have more questions coming in. Also, I have a question: what kind of stretch can be done? So what kind of stretch that can be done for foot cramps and neck pains?
Oh, for
neck cramps, specifically calf areas.
Oh, for calf areas. Okay. So you said neck pain also, right?
Neck pain also, yes.
Okay. So for neck pain, we can do simple stretches like you hold your head from one side of your hand and you just stretch this part while you look on the opposite side. So if I am holding it from my right, I look on the left. So this gives a good neck stretch. You can do both the sides. And of course, your basic neck stretches like you look up and you look down. And so there are various stretches we do lying down as well for the neck, which I don't think I will be able to show. But these couple of stretches are very important. And also, you can hold your hand from the back, okay? And you can, the side you are pulling, you stretch your neck the opposite side. So if I'm pulling it this side, I will stretch my neck like that. So this also gives a complete stretch from top to bottom. And where our calf is concerned, we can do these stretches. Oh, I don't know how to show it. Is it visible?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yes, now it is visible.
Now it's visible, yeah. Okay, so when we are contracting our calf muscles, we do this. So when we are stretching it, we do the opposite. So we need to stretch it like this. So when I am stretching it, this is for dorsiflexion, and when I'm stretching it, this entire part will get stretched. So when you're working and when you don't have the time to do all these things, you can also do these stretches while you're sitting. So while I'm sitting, I can keep stretching it this way, like the other way. Yeah, this way. So this will help in releasing calf cramps, etc. Yeah.
Awesome. You know what, Priyanka, thank you so much.
Thank you very much.
It was such a pleasure, and thanks to Dr. Mikhi Mehta and to you and Deepal, and thanks to Dr. Mikhi Mehta to introduce you to us. And though we've interacted before only on the business coordination side,
Right,
but this is the first time we did, so we didn't know this aspect of yours. I'm so glad that we had this opportunity. Thank you so much, Deepal, for sharing with us, the meditation part of it and the yoga aspect to it. So, guys, I hope you enjoyed listening to Dr. Mikhi Mehta, seeing the performance by Priyanka, understanding how to bring that inner calm by Deepal, and then sharing all that we needed to know about dance and how it can impact our life and bring positivity to us and those around us through us. So thank you so much for watching us. Thank you so much once again.
Thank you, Arvinder. Thank you so much. Thank you.